Brian Powell of I Run Far here with Emily Harrison before the 2014 Western States 100. How are you, Emily?
Pretty well, thanks.
Last year you were coming here with pretty limited ultra experience. This was going to be your first 100. How much more confident do you feel coming to the line this year?
Yeah, a lot more confident this year. I've completed the race last year, which was a great stepping stone for this year. Some more ultras under my belt as well, some more training under my belt. So definitely more confident, but still very respectful of the distance.
Yeah, you've had some great races over the last year, in the run at JFK, the Comset time, the 50K, winning Lake Sonoma. In those races, I'm guessing you have to be aggressive.
Right.
But here, how do you balance the being aggressive with respecting the distance?
Right. I think it's still a learning curve for me. Figuring out this 100-mile distance, how hard can you go, what to expect on race day.
Yeah.
So I think this year I can be a little bit more aggressive from the start than I was last year. I think I learned that, and again, being a little more confident in that and just kind of going with the flow still and not trying to do anything dumb early on. Yeah.
You have a great mentor in Ian Torrance, mentor and coach, and I'm sure last year that was probably the plan, was to be conservative, to finish feeling as good as you can.
Right.
Has he unleashed the reins a little bit in terms of?
Yeah, I think this year definitely unleashed the reins a little bit. Okay, expectations are a little higher this year. Like I said, I've done the distance. I kind of know what to expect now, so try to go forward a little bit more.
Yeah. So that means with your talent, that thinking about winning has to be on the table.
Sure, that's always, that would always be the great end goal. Any race I line up to, I'd love to compete for the win. So, I think last year, realistically, I was like, okay, probably not this year, but maybe this year starting to flirt with that idea more and trying to compete more in that position.
And you have such talent. You've run off the front of races. Are you just going to go with the day, or are you still going to try to hold yourself back and maybe run with a group for a while?
Yeah, I think I tend to run somewhat conservatively in general, and sometimes that does put me up front, just kind of how it happens. I think, see what the day brings as well, but also just trying to stay in contact in general with that front group of women is the goal, and seeing how that plays out, and still running my own race. So I know that my strengths are going to be a little different than some other people's strengths on this course, and I really need to play to my strengths
and where
have
are
a
those?
good day. Probably the climbs are a little bit more my strength. So.
The climbs, and you're pretty fast in the flats, so I'd have to guess.
Yeah.
The last 40 miles.
This year I'd like to get to those last 40 miles and have the legs under me to be able to really take advantage of that. I think last year I was suffering a little bit at that point, and legs were a little shot, so it was kind of hard to really make time through there, which was unfortunate. But
who's bringing you through the last 38 miles?
Ian will be doing all that good stuff again. So my parents are crewing, and he'll be crewing the first part until he starts pacing at Forest Hill, and then he's going to bring me home. So, yeah.
How's that, having him pace you? It's got to be hard sometimes if maybe he's trying to hold you, his goal. He's run so many of these, to have his goals, and as a coach, as a friend.
Right. I think it's great though, just because he knows my potential. We have done a lot of runs together. He knows when to push me, probably when not to. I remember last year I was like, oh, I can't do this anymore, and he's like, you just keep going, and he knew I could keep going, but in my mind I was like, oh my gosh, there's no way I can keep going. And I remember last year too, the last mile on the road, and he was so excited because I was almost finished, and he's like, let's go, and he's like starting to run faster, and I'm like, I can't run faster, I hurt. So yeah, it's awesome having someone out there with the experience and who knows when to push you and kind of what to do if things are starting to slide a little bit, how to maybe remedy that and handle the situation.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
In terms of training for the race, did you prepare any differently this year than last year?
Yeah, I think I started my preparation earlier. This year I ran Sonoma, which I kind of consider my kickoff to the true Western specific training, and kind of got that rolling mountainous course under my legs. I've never really done a mountain 50, if you will, that's got some hills in it. So that kicked things off, and then I just spent more trail time. Still not as much as I think some other runners have done, but for me it was a lot more, and just built that confidence up on the trails more this year.
So you still include a bunch of road running, in your...
Actually, not really as much this year.
Yeah.
So kind of dialed that back. I think we're still learning the balance, what works for me, especially preparing for a 100-mile distance. So still fine-tuning that, but this year it's a lot more trails and climbs and descents, and I think that's benefited me greatly this year.
So you said your climbing was a strength, and obviously the flats are a strength.
Yeah.
What have you done to improve your descending, especially trail descending?
Right, yeah, just lot more trail running that includes some downhill runs in it, and we've been road tripping here for the past few weeks, and anytime we can get to a run, it's kind of straight up and then straight down on the way back. It's just been good for me just to get in some long descents and just get more comfortable on it more than anything. It's more a confidence issue for me.
So you've got the turnover to make corrections and that sort of thing.
Yeah,
but it's experience, right?
It is experience, yeah. For some reason, I don't always want to let go on the downhill, so I'm just trying to...
Just go with it.
I know, just go with it and just,
Obviously, everybody runs in the same weather, the same day. But are you excited to have a cooler year?
Yeah, I am excited. I seem to do okay with the heat for the most part, but anytime you can get a little cooler weather is huge. So, I mean, high 80s this year compared to triple digits last year is a huge difference, I think.
If you have a near perfect race tomorrow, what kind of time does that put you at? Ian's analytical.
Right,
You're
yeah.
analytical.
We actually haven't really talked about a time.
Really?
I think, definitely improving upon last year is the goal. Just kind of what we were talking about with yesterday. I was putting together some drop bags and just kind of going over some crew stuff, and just even my headlamp placement. I was like, oh, okay, well, this means I should be a lot further ahead than where I was last year if I'm getting my headlamp at this point instead of this point. And so just some different things like that. See how it goes.
So where do you have your headlamp?
I'm still going to get it at Green Gate.
Okay.
So yeah,
Conservative.
Last year that's where I picked it up and it worked out perfect. So that's where I'm planning to get mine.
No stashing it at Highway 49.
No. Ian's like, just finish it in daylight. It'll all be good then. I'm like, yeah, I know.
That would be a good
That'd
plan.
be awesome.
What has you most excited about this year's race? It's not your first rodeo now.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, I'm still really nervous and, like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? But I think it's just exciting to be here this year and feeling more prepared and just ready to go out there and have a solid day. So,
all right.
Yeah.
Well, best of luck out there and enjoy.
Thank you very much.